Hey everybody, this is GGB Coast Puppers. Let's get just straight into this thing. At quarterback, we have Lamar Jackson from Louisville, Matt Ryan from Boston College, and Deshaun Watson from Clemson. At running back, we're going to have Dalvin Cook from Florida State, Devonta Freeman from Florida State, and Lamar Miller from Miami. At fullback, we're going to have Tommy Bohannon from Wake Forest. At wide receiver, we're going to have DeAndre Hopkins from Clemson, Devontae Parker from Louisville, Tyler Boyd from Pitt, Larry Fitzgerald from Pitt, and Sammy Watkins from Clemson. At tight end, we're going to have Greg Olsen from Miami, Eric Ebron from UNC, and Darren Waller from Georgia Tech. At left tackle, we have Anthony Costanzo from Boston College and Dwayne Brown from Virginia Tech. At left guard, we're going to have Joe Thuney from NC State and Justin Pugh from Syracuse. At center, we have Rodney Hudson from Florida State and Brandon Linder from Miami. At right guard, we have Shaq Mason from Georgia Tech, Garrett Bradbury from NC State. At right tackle, we have Morgan Moses from Virginia and Brian O'Neill from Pitt. At left end, we have Calais Campbell from Miami and Olivier Vernon from Miami. At right end, we have Aaron Donald from Pitt and Robert Quinn from UNC. At defensive tackle, we have Grady Jarrett from Clemson, Eddie Goldman from Florida State, and DJ Reader from Clemson. At left side linebacker, we have Chandler Jones from Syracuse. At middle linebacker, we have Luke Kuechly from Boston College, Tremaine Edmonds from Virginia Tech, and Nigel Bradham from Florida State. At right outside linebacker, we have Bradley Chubb from NC State, Harold Landry III from Boston College, and Brian Birds from Florida State. Corner, we have Jalen Ramsey from Florida State, Jair Alexander from Louisville, Kendall Fuller from Virginia Tech, and Kyle Fuller from Virginia Tech. At free safety, we have Justin Simmons from Boston College and LaMarcus Joyner from Florida State. Strong safety, we have Derwin James Jr. from Florida State and John Johnson III from Boston College. At kicker, we have Harrison Butker from Georgia Tech. And at punter, we have Matt Bosher from Miami. Anyways, I hope you guys are excited as I am to get into this ACC at Big 12 matchup. Just to remind you guys, we again go entirely realistic here. Coaches, everything. So the reason that the ACC are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and again, the highest overall or the highest seed team in this tournament, which the ACC Bucks are the third overall team in this tournament. They will be getting home field advantage today, but adding on top of that, the reason why that we have the Buccaneers as the ACC is, if you didn't know, Bruce Arians actually went to Virginia Tech, and that is why they're the ACC Bucks. And other than that, we have the Big 12, and if you didn't know, Kyle Shanahan actually went to the University of Texas. He's a Longhorn. So that's why the Big 12 are the 49ers. Anyways, let's get straight into this matchup. I hope you guys are as hyped as I am. We got Lamar Jackson. We got Patrick Mahomes, two of the best quarterbacks, young quarterbacks in the NFL, and we're going to have a great time, hopefully, watching them today. OBJ, if you see that, but we saw him play yesterday, actually. I guess that's a great view to start off the game of a football in the middle of the field. But get ready for an absolute shootout with two of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Let's get straight into it. Harrison Butker to kick off. And we are going to get a return here from Mr. Tyler Lockett, all the way out to the 27-yard line. And let's look at Patrick Mahomes' 2018 stats. They weren't as impressive this year, but I'd like to point out, he did actually win the Super Bowl this year, so I feel like it's a little bit more important to get that Super Bowl W than, have those stats the same year. But, Patrick Mahomes is playing for the 49ers. I mean, he is playing for a team that can compete for a Super Bowl, and he is a player that in real life plays for a team that can compete for a Super Bowl. He's an amazing quarterback. But let's see what they do here. This looks like it's lining up to be a run for Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon was absolutely amazing in that Conference USA game. So let's see if he can match that amazing. So let's meet this Big 12 offense. On the offensive line, we're going to have Trent Williams, Kalichi Osmeli, Cody Whitehair, Quentin Spain, and Lane Johnson. And the receiving core, we got Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson, Joe Mixon, Mark Andrews, and Kenny Stills. So they have, obviously, they're not the best offensive team, other than the fact that I think Joe Mixon's a great running back, and he can really carry this team. If you watch him, he could carry this team. That's what he did throughout the entire game against the Conference USA. As you can see, he just got another handoff there. So he's one of the best running backs in the NFL, in my opinion. And he can really carry this football team. He did it against conferences. I can see him doing it today. Also, big target for Patrick Mahomes. You got Mark Andrews, and Mark Andrews he's a really good tight end. One of the best in the entire NFL, in my opinion. And then you have a playmaker like Lockett, and I'm excited to see how Kyle Shanahan uses the playmaker like Lockett, because he is a pretty big playmaker. So they go play action here. Patrick Mahomes has time to read the field. He throws to Mr. Tyler Lockett, who I was just talking about. He is very talented. He's a very good receiver in the real NFL. He's very good in this game as well. He's their top receiver. So if I was the ACC boxer, he probably your biggest deep threat. I'd see Mark Andrews a pretty good short and intermediate route threat. You don't want him to get open as well, but Lockett you got to keep a handle on. But it's going to be interesting considering they have Jalen Ramsey and Jair Alexander, two of the best receivers in the entire NFL. Honestly, I think Marshawn's better, but that's just my opinion. So go handoff here with Joe Mixon, and he kind of gets stopped for only a 4-yard gain. But let's look at this Big 12, the ACC defense. On the defensive line, Calais Campbell, Grady Jarrett, and Aaron Donald. Linebackers, we got Chandler Jones, Luke Kuechly, Tremaine Edmonds, and Bradley Chubb. And the secondary, we have Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James Jr., Justin Simmons, and Jair Alexander. As you can see, it's a very stout, very good defensive team. Big 12 is not going to be that good defensively, but, they're a very good offensive team, and that's their specialty. So let's see what they do on this opening drive. What we get from Mr. Patrick Mahomes. This looks like it's probably going to be a throw here. They're bringing Kenny Stills up to the line. So they go run actually here. When he gets a pretty good run, Joe Mixon, as you can see, other than that one throw to Tyler Lockett, it's barely been him the entire drive. And they've got all the way to the 26-yard line. As you can see, Big 12 offense is a very strong, capable offense. And it's going to be really interesting to see Aaron Donald go up against Trent Williams. Those are two of the probably best at their positions out there. So they go play action here. Throws it, and it's intercepted. Patrick Mahomes makes a deadly mistake throwing the ball. And the Buccaneers crowd is just loving it there. Extremely loud in the stadium, probably. I don't know, but I'm not actually in the stadium. Tries to fit it in there, and Kenny Stills just turns into the defender, and it just does not work. And Jair Alexander against Kenny Stills, it's never going to work out for Kenny Stills. But we get to see the first look at the ACC offense. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Bruce Arians goes run here. Run scheme. That's just the smart thing to do. You got Lamar Jackson, Dalvin Cook, go read option. I mean, it worked for Baltimore, and Baltimore did not have Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's one of the best running backs in the NFL. In my opinion, should be paid as such, but let's see what the ACC does here. It looks like it's going to be a run, first thing, but they instead go play action. They bring a 5-man blitz and it's just a wide open pass to none other than Mr. Greg Olsen, everybody. And the ACC has Luke Kuechly this year, and unfortunately he's probably their best player, but they're not going to have him next year. Just like the Panthers in real life, Luke Kuechly has retired from the NFL. And it's going to be interesting to see how Tremaine Edmonds takes over that role as starting middle linebacker for the ACC team. It's a very interesting concept, if you think about it. So let's see what Lamar Jackson does here on this 1st and 10 play. So they go run with Dalvin Cook, and he picks up a good amount of yards for... Oh, wait, never mind. I'm sorry. That's Devonta Freeman. That's my mistake. But he gets up a good amount of yards, 3 yards, considering he should have been tackled for a loss in the backfield. But that's just the Big 12 defense for you. It's not that good. We're not going to lie. They're just not that great of a defense. But they have some very good players. Chris Harris Jr., Earl Thomas. So they go quick pass here, and it's tackled pretty quickly. And we're going to bring up a 3rd and 5 here. Devonta Freeman, the reception. But let's see if the ACC Bucs can pick up this first down, or if we're going to get to see a punt from Mr. Matt Bosher. So let's see what they do here. This looks like It's going to be a pass. Obviously, it's 3rd and 5. They should pass. So they go... Yeah, what was that pass by Lamar Jackson? That was pretty bad, not going to lie. It's not a great pass, but... We're going to see a punt from the 50-yard line. We're probably going to see Mahomes and that offense get pinned deep. So let's see what they do here. How far Matt Bosher is able to pin him. Or maybe he'll go out the back of the end zone. So they try to block the punt. And Bosher ends up kicking it out at about the 10-yard line. So yeah, they pinned him inside the 20. Obviously, the ideal spot to pin someone is within the 10. And as you can see, Mahomes did not have the start to the game that he wanted. Obviously, he wanted to dominate going downfield and punching that ball in the end zone. But unfortunately, that did not happen for him. But they get the ball back. 11 minutes, 22 seconds left to do in the first quarter. They still have an entire second quarter, entire second half to make an impact. But let's see what Joe Mixon and Patrick Mahomes can do here. So he goes run. Obviously, that's what you should do. But the offensive line just gets dominated on that play. Brings up a 2nd and 9. So let's see what Mahomes and his offense can do for a 2nd and 9. A run's probably not the best option, but I mean, it's not a horrible option. They could do it. I think it could possibly work. But they line up in run formation. Bring 3 tight ends on the field. But they go play action, and he is immediately sacked. Grady Jarrett just absolutely dominates the inside lineman and bringing up a 3rd and 18 for Mahomes and company. So let's see what they can do here. See if they can pick up this first down or if they're going to be punting out of their own end zone. Let's see. Grady Jarrett actually got in there pretty quickly. People really failed at their jobs. They were bad at them. Big 12. Don't look so down. Not even down by anything. It's 0-0. But let's see. 10.5 minutes left in this first quarter. This first episode of this Big 12 at ACC. So let's see what Patrick Mahomes can do here. They bring on Tommy Bohannon. Maybe he's going to go play action. Maybe he's just straight up run it. He does. And he gets out of the end zone. If just, barely. Just by, you got to be inches. But 1 yard line, they're going to be punting the ball out of their own end zone. And the ACC is going to have excellent field position. Yeah, I guess he got that over the line. I would say he got it over that line. So we're going to see Lamar Jackson, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Hopkins again on the field. So let's see what they do here. How far this punt can go. So he punts it all the way. Wow. What a punt. Pins them at their own 20. Normally it's just punting out of the end zone, but Tress Way, the Redskins punter in real life, pins him deep. Considering I was thinking you're probably going to get it on Big 12 territory, putting them at their own 20s. Amazing punt. Out of your own end zone. Wow, that guy's talented. But I've always known that as a Redskins fan myself. But thank you guys for watching these videos. I enjoy making them. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching them. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. I'd love to get over 16 subscribers, get to possibly 17. Man, Dalvin Cook was stuffed in that back zone. In the backfield. Another big play by Emmanuel Ogbah. And if there's one player that's undervalued talent-wise, but is a very key part of this team, just like I think DeMonte Kazee is a huge part of that team for the Mountain West. I think Emmanuel Ogbah is as important, if not more important, to this Big 12 team. If he gets going, then it's going to be tough to stop him and this Big 12 defense. He's a very key part of this defense. So they go run here, and it's pretty much swallowed up immediately by Mr. Jerry Hughes. Yeah, that was Jerry Hughes. But 3rd and 15, let's see what they do here. Honestly, personally, I'd drop a lot of people. Either that, 3rd and 15. I think I'd go blitz. Honestly, I'd bring a man blitz I'd bring one more player than the offensive line can handle. They have a running back. I'd bring 7 people at the quarterback. So that way he has to make a quick read. And instead, it's going to look like the Big 12's going the other way. Instead, they're going to bring a 6-man rush. But, yep, he goes with that. But he's pretty much bottled up immediately after the throw to Devonta Freeman. Quick tackle by Quandre Diggs. And Quandre Diggs was actually a big-time playmaker on that Seahawks team once he was traded away from the Detroit Lions. And both those teams are interesting teams next year. A lot of people are saying that Detroit Lions don't have a chance. I actually vehemently disagree with them. I think the Lions are put in the NFC North, which is the second weakest division in the NFC. I mean, obviously, the NFC East is the weakest division. That division is just horrendous, you know? I mean, if your best team's the Eagles, really, it's really Eagles, Cowboys, and then, if the Redskins are somewhat still in the conversation, and for me, they are. If Haskins can improve this year, and if you get, the defense is already looking good, especially if you add Chase Young. You're going to have a defensive line of Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne, and Matthew Ioannidis. 3 of those guys are going to be first-round draft picks. And on top of that, you have Ryan Kerrigan and Montez Sweat at linebacker. And then at middle linebacker, you have Cole Holcomb, who had a very strong rookie year. In the secondary, you get back Kendall Fuller, and you got Landon Collins. You have 2 positions that I'd say need some work. It's that second corner spot, and you need a good safety. But other than that, the defense is looking pretty strong. The offensive line definitely needs some work for Dwayne Haskins to be able to throw that ball because he is no Kyler Murray in his mobility. But you have Scary Terry to throw the ball to, who's amazing. Darius Geis, when he's healthy, is one of the best running backs in football. Even if he's not, they still have Bryce Love, who can develop into an amazing, talented running back. And you have Adrian Peterson, one of the best running backs to ever play the game, on your team. So, offensive line, I think, is a major need. Who else? What else? If you get a receiver other than Scary Terry, that's important. Trey Quinn proved to be a very talented slot guy. But other than that, really don't have anyone. Add on top of that, tight ends are very weak for that team, especially since going into the season, it was a strong suit. Jordan Reed and Jeremy. Anyways, Patrick Mahomes has time to throw. Throws over the middle. What a throw, but it's dropped by Mark Andrews. And this is why it'd be so much better if Mahomes could have a talented receiving core. Super talented. Having D. Hopkins on his team like Lamar Jackson does would be helpful. Having a receiving core of, the SEC, or even being like Russell Wilson, having Michael Thomas on your team and Stephon Diggs. But instead, you have tight ends that, drop the ball for being, touched by Luke Kuechly. And I understand. Luke Kuechly is a very good, very hard-hitting middle linebacker who, that's why the ACC needs to win now. He's a major part of that defense, and without him, I just don't know if they're going to be as good at defense next year. Forcing Mahomes and company to an interception and 2 punts in the first 3 drives is very impressive. But Lamar Jackson, it's not like the Lamar Jackson ACC has been getting it going either, and it's very confusing, if we're going to be honest, why in the world they haven't gotten it going. You have the best receiver in football that the Texans just, decided to trade away for a second-round draft pick. But got about D. Hopkins is a very good receiver, and then also, I would say, he is their only big-time threat, other than Dalvin Cook. And I could see Devontae Parker actually developing into a very good, deep, very hard-to-cover threat in Miami in real life. And even in this game, Madden, obviously, the better you get in real life, the higher your overall goes up in Madden. But if he turns out to be really good, you get that Preston Williams guy for the Mountain West team on Miami. Obviously, the Miami Dolphins, you have Preston Williams and Devontae Parker. If they can both ball out like they both seem the potential to next year, you get 2 at quarterback. That Miami team has a strong future. big position in need. Obviously, there's a lot of positions in need. I'm not their second. The secondary is probably the only thing I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I don't need to fix that. It's a very good secondary. You bring in Xavier Howard to a re-signing. You gave Byron Jones a huge lucrative contract. You have, give your third string guys Aqib Talib, one of the best corners ever. A very good situation offensively. Let's see what the ACC Buccaneers do here. Big 12 brings a 5-man rush, but they tipped the ball and it's kind of just juggled around for a few seconds, but now it's 2nd and 10. Let's see what Lamar Jackson and offense has dialed up here. But I'm excited for next year's NFL season. Hope to goodness that it's played. If it's not played, I might just die. I just might combust, turn into flames. Oh, you can't leave Lamar Jackson that wide open. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. Have you ever met Lamar Jackson? That's what he loves to do the most is run. That's why you always have a safety as a quarterback spying on him. Because otherwise, you're going to get torched. Absolutely torched, like the Big 12 did right there. Bad play call by the defensive coordinator, which I guess is Kyle Shanahan. I don't know who in the world the defensive coordinator is for San Francisco 49ers in real life, but they don't have those in this game, so Kyle Shanahan it is. I'm going to blame Shanahan. He does know how to give away leads, but he doesn't have a lead. He should be fine. What a throw. Perfect throw, if we're going to be honest. To Mr. Devontae Parker, the second best receiver on this team. And if you've noticed, I have not mentioned DeAndre Hopkins because he really hasn't had a catch. I mean, I've mentioned him. Okay, that was a lot. I have mentioned DeAndre Hopkins. I just haven't mentioned him. In the context of the game, he got a catch. Never mind. What I'm saying is he hasn't had a catch the whole game. I'm an idiot, but that's what I was trying to convey. So let's see. They bring Tommy Bohannon on the field. So let's see what they do here on 1st and 10. So they go run with Dalvin Cook, and he's pretty much bottled up immediately. He was able to bounce it a little bit outside to get 3 yards, but there was pretty much nothing there. Well, I mean, if he didn't decide to run back towards the middle, he might have had something, but they end up forcing to a 3-yard gain. So let's see what the Big 12 and the ACC have dialed up here today. So, let's look at this. So, 2nd and 7. This looks like it's going to be a pass. Yep. They bring a blitz, and they end up actually getting the sack with Earl Thomas III. And that's what I'm saying. Earl Thomas, they don't have a lot of stars on defense, but Earl Thomas and Chris Harris Jr. are stars. Adding on top of that, you also have Aqib Talib, who's a pretty good corner. And, yeah. Yep. Cool. Let's see this. 3rd and 8. Let's see what Lamar Jackson and his offense does here. He goes 5 wide. D. Hopkins is on the field, if you were wondering. They bring a 4-man rush for the Big 12, and they go curl route, and it's dropped. Dropped by Mr. Devonta Freeman, which, I mean, do you really expect Devonta Freeman to be a receiving back? Because you shouldn't. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't expect that man to receive balls. That's not the way this works. But let's see what. So obviously they're going to kick the field goal. Big 12's going to get the ball back. They're always. I don't know what I'm saying, but we're going to get to see at least the Big 12 get the ball back before this episode's over. Let's see the kick by Mr. Harrison Butker. It's up through the uprights. Good hold by Matt Ryan. And we're going to see a 3-0 game. 3-0 lead for the ACC Bucks. So, let's see what the Big 12 can do offensively. So, after this episode, we've got about, let me count calculations, 11 more episodes of this divisional round. So, 11 more episodes, approximately, so 11 more days. That's going to end around, we'll see, a week from today. Today's Wednesday. Today's a Wednesday. Publishing this on a Wednesday. So a week from Wednesday, add 4 days. That's going to be... So the series is going to end around about a week from Sunday. Well, that's not the series. The series isn't going to end a week from Sunday. We're going to get the end of the division around a week from Sunday. And then we'll get 8 more episodes of the conference. So that means about 2 Mondays. Oh, okay. So Sunday, a week from Sunday, and then 2 weeks from Monday, we're going to end up with the end of the conference, and then 4 more quarters. I don't know how to do math, but it's going to go a little bit into May, I believe. I don't think it's going to go too deep into May, but, it could. I think it's going to go about halfway through May now that I think about it. But 2nd and 9, let's get back to the actual game. 4 minutes left in this episode. Not actual. 4 minutes of game time left in this episode. I don't know how much is left in real life time. I don't know. But Patrick Mahomes, 2nd and 9. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left approximately on the clock. Let's see what he does here. What kind of magic he can enforce. Magic Mahomes. Wiles up, he throws, and it's going to be intercepted by Mr. Justin Simmons. The man, the myth, the legend himself, number 26. And the ACC offense is going to get it at the 46-yard line of the Big 12. And obviously, we're seeing the same Mahomes that we saw in the Conference USA game. I thought he was going to shake it off, but, it just doesn't look like that's what he's doing. He's looking even worse than he did in the Conference USA game. That's because there's a better defense to take advantage of. And unlike Joe Mixon, who can bail him out, Joe Mixon can't be the guy he was against the Conference USA. That was a game that I doubt he can ever duplicate. It was just such an amazing game. But we're going to get to see the ACC Bucks on offense one more time. So let's see what they do here. So let's see. They go pitch to Dalvin Cook. Cuts up middle. Ends up getting about 6 yards on offense. Brings up, 7 yards. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 3. 3.5 minutes left in this episode. So let's see if we get to see the ACC score before the end of the episode. Or if we're going to have to check in to the next episode appearing on Thursday to get to see this end of the series. But, I'm sorry. I keep saying stuff like that. It's not the end of the series. I meant, end of, the sequence of plays. Like, a series like that. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Leave me alone. 2.5 minutes left, approximately, in the first quarter. This looks like it could be a run play to Mr. Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs in the NFL in this game. He has a big hole carved out by his offensive line, picks up the first down. Looks like they're chewing clock, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. He's averaging 4.5 yards per carry. He's doing pretty well, I'm not going to lie. So, Big 12 definitely needs to hold him here. Slow it down by 10-0. I mean, have you met Patrick Mahomes? 10-0. That's easy deficit. He was down, 24-0 in the divisional rounds against the Texans. He was like, why be up by an amount of points when you could be down by a lot of points and come back and then just be awesome? So they throw it short to Mr. Tyler Boyd. And Boyd could be a decent factor in this game. He's going to be probably the slot receiver for this team. He's a very fast, very capable receiver. But not as good as A.J. Green for the Bengals. But Bengals could actually be good next year, if we're going to talk about it really. But we got a minute and a half left in this quarter. Dalvin Cook runs the ball again, and we're going to be looking at a 3rd and 1 at the 13-yard line. So let's see what happens here with this final minute and a half chewing off the clock. We actually didn't have a very eventful first quarter, but it was a very close one, very evenly contested first quarter. So, about a minute left on the game clock. So, let's see what they decide to do with Dalvin Cook. They bring in the tight end, motioning the tight end, which makes me think a run. But instead, they go play action here. He scans the field, he throws it. Incomplete out the back of the end zone. 57 seconds left. We're going to be getting to see the Big 12 have the ball one more time. Then you'll have to check in next episode to see how the Big 12 finishes that series. Unless they, don't do anything and just throw the ball and they're going to be punting back to the ACC. In that case, then you're going to have to check next episode to see how the ACC finishes the next series. But we're probably going to see a 6-0 ball game here. I'd say 6-0. Gonna guess for the next episode that's gonna be the score. Patrick Mahomes can definitely score in 54 seconds. He is definitely that kind of player, but it's just the first quarter. There's no reason to rush it. But anyways, I like to say some stuff before it's time to go. Those of you who've made it throughout this entire episode, and those of you who've just consistently watched this series, I'd like to thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. It's very useful for me in this quarantine to, make videos. I mean, there's nothing really else to do, so I make videos every day. I got schoolwork, and I got these videos. This is the only thing that keeps normalcy in my life, just day after day of recording these. And actually, I never thought something that was just you do every day could really be that fun. Those are the kind of things that I'd like to get out of my life. I try to be spontaneous, but honestly, I need the continuity. That and schoolwork. I don't know what's going to happen when my school, my PSC classes, they finish at the beginning of May. Like May 1st is when they finish, and if this quarantine thing goes into May, I will just, die because I don't have any schoolwork, and I guess that's an opportunity to do cool stuff, but I just haven't been able to see my friends in so long. I'd love the quarantine to be over, but anyways, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for being loyal to this channel. Oh, what a move by Tyler Lockett, just destroying that man. But thank you guys for watching. It really means a lot to me. People who watch these day in and day out, follow the series. Anyways, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Telling me, I don't know, if you're enjoying this. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I don't know if I should do another series like this next year. So just let me know in the comment section below if you think I should do it or not. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Makes me feel nice when I see all those little thumbs ups. Makes me happy inside. So they go run here. Picks up about, let's say, 6 yards, yeah. But thank you guys for watching. It really means a lot to me. It's what I was trying to convey. I don't know if I'm being super confusing by it or not. But also hit the subscribe button. I've been waiting for that subscribe count to get past 16 for a while. It's just kind of stuck there. Love it to get to 17. That'd be, just beautiful. Be a beautiful moment. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Jellicle, jellicle, jellicle. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Really means a lot to me. This is GGB. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, thanks for watching. Anyways, this is GGB, co-host Puffer, saying adios amigos.